Good morning. This is Dwight Smith in Richmond, Virginia, and I have my wonderful cat Bo on my lap. A week or two ago, I did a piece on mindset, an A and a B. Mindset A was like a class from Christ Letters. I mean, this is really good stuff, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. Applying it. It's been on my mind a lot. And also what's been on my mind a lot is the horror of the mass killings, you know. And so what I've always said about those with compassion and love is that we have a sick society, and these are showing the depths of this disease. So I know there's something else too, but that'll just come. First of all, thank you for listening and watching, and you can get it on audio if you want. So just send me a line, chapelinthesky@aol.com, and say you prefer the audio format, and I'll put you on the list for that. Okay, mindset. Okay, so I'm going to go into my meditative state. Oh, yeah, I remember. So let's think about mindset, and that America has a mindset. Our politics, Republican or Democrat, and the intersection of both, and those outside, each have a mindset. Everything, every individual, every collective has a collective mindset. It's the way the universe works. It's in systems, one within the one. And that goes to the infinite as well as the finite. When we're born into America, we're born into an American mindset, which is different from a mindset of, let's say, the Congo of Africa, just for diversity. Okay? So we have two different mindsets. We have a mindset of the 21st century, separate from the mindset of the second, of the first century AD. The mindset of the family, which includes parents or parent, siblings, relationships of aunts and uncles, grandparents, on and on, to the ancestors. Each family has a mindset that we're born into. And so in America, the America that I am looking to, I have a different visual. I have a different mindset for it to, quote, grow into. Because my mindset is all-inclusive. My mindset allows for the dysfunction within the mindset, because you can't get out of it. So I choose the mindset that I want to belong to. Okay, I'm just going to leave that. I look at the Master Jesus, and I see a mindset of an individual that is so loving, so peaceful, so at ease, so accepting, so just beautiful. I would love to be around him. I am around him. He and I are one, for the Christ of Jesus, the Father of Jesus, also the Christ of me, the Father of me. So I can experience to the degree of Dwight Colby Smith. And Jesus experienced it as Jesus. We each experience it as we experience it. Wow. So he chose, in the desert, he found a mindset that was the mindset he was looking for. He knew the mindset of the Jews was not right for him. It didn't fit his concept of God. He could not see God the way the Jews were presenting it. So anyway, that's a whole other story that I'll be talking about more and more and more. But then we look at some of our heroes of our world, those heroes that are bringing peace, that are bringing harmony. I look at Martin Luther King Jr. A lot of turmoil, a lot of negativity, a lot of us and them. And out of it has come some really wonderful things, some wonderful relationships, some wonderful healing, some wonderful forgiveness, some wonderful acceptance. Still a long way to go. But Martin's mindset was different. And there were others who wanted to join his mindset and joined it. And it showed how to play out in the physical. But the power is in the mindset. I've been saying recently, there's always a thought above the thought I'm thinking. And that's where I go. This morning I was doing something very mindless so I could be in meditation. I was opening a box of tea and taking its contents and putting it into canisters. And then tore the box apart. Okay? I don't tear it, I take it apart at the seams so it's neat. So I started doing things and I thought, is there an easier way? And so I thought and I investigated, I found an easier way. And then I said, is there an easier way? And I found an easier way. So we humans in every now moment have that choice. One of the laws of nature, I love this. One of the laws of nature is it follows a path of least resistance. We humans put up so much resistance. If we follow the easiest way, sometimes it's anger. Sometimes it may be punching, but the beauty is in the moment that I make a choice, there's another choice I can make. So what do I want the result of this choice to be? And this is what creates our mindset. Every choice we make creates our mindset. I think of the USS Enterprise, I think it was called in Star Trek. And it had a force field. And so when we create this force field of love, of peace, of joy, of harmonious cooperative coexistence, we create that we create it first for ourselves. We can't create outside if we don't have it. And it's not something we really create. It's something we already are. The tree is already a tree. The human, the spiritual man, is already spiritual. We limit ourselves by living in a mindset that limits us. And on another video, YouTube, I talked about the mindset of Christianity and how it controls with the fear of Satan. Basically the same God that Jesus was trying to get away from, or did get away from. So he brought us saying, that's not God. God has no judgment. God gives us free will and we can use it any way we want. We can create our mindset any way we want to create it. And however we want to create it, the Father, the Christ, the consciousness of the over mindset makes it possible. And so as I see for myself, I feel I've already achieved it to a great degree, but now it's having other brothers and sisters to walk with me and me to walk with them, that we change the mindset of humanity. of ourselves first. That's where it begins. And then the mindset of those around us. So we join a mindset that already exists and expand the consciousness, expand the mindset, expand the energy of it. So Martin was guided with a mindset outside of the box. It basically said, I'm not taking this anymore. And I'm going to rise up with my people, the United States government, throwing the Constitution that is to free us and give us liberty and the pursuit of happiness for all people at all times, not some people some of the time. And he stood up and he made a great difference because he had a mindset that he said, the mindset I'm in is not acceptable. And so we as a nation, we as individuals, we of the one of the many are responsible for the mindset of America. America was built for peace and freedom and a way of governing diversity. We welcomed people of all countries, all nations at one time, all religions. And then when we started being judgmental and prejudiced and selective, the consciousness, the mindset of America changed. And as that has progressed in violence and anger and separation, the mindset changes each time. There's a mindset within there's a mindset that includes all of these mindsets. And when we find this mindset, we find that we can live with all mindsets by letting them exist in our mindset, but not as a part of it. To live without fear, to live with compassion, to live with impeccable honesty, to live with the seeking for joy only in every experience, in every choice, frees us. Gandhi was another example. He showed how to manipulate the laws and human mind to, again, bring the unjust into justice. And he had people who joined his mindset that said, yes, no more of this being enslaved and secondary. All of our world wants to be equal, except those who think it's better to be better. I'd like to be one with my brothers and sisters. I'm a minister and I don't play that up because so many people have an image of the mindset of what a minister should be. I'm just like Kobe Smith. Whatever I'm doing, I'm always the same. I don't have to be anything for anybody. I give people the freedom to not like me, even to hate me, because, Jesus showed me, hey, love is bigger than hate. Love is bigger than fear. Love is freedom. Love is peace. Love is gentleness. Love is kind. So I just want to talk about the mindset that we, with every choice we make, either accept the mindset we're in or make a change of it. And it changes however we want it to go. Our fear keeps us bonded in fear, enslaved in it. Seeing us and them keeps us enslaved in the mindset we're in. The mindset of God has no us and them. There's only us. There's only we. There's only I. So, thank you so much for listening. If you've listened, it felt kind of preachy. It felt kind of dogmatic in a way, but if, when, as we get this shift in our mindset, we find joy in everything. And things that don't give us joy, we just let them be what they are. It involves us to the degree that we allow it to involve us. If we want to be involved, we get involved. There's a big march coming up on March 24th of 2018. And I think it was primarily started by the students in Florida following the massacre there. And I'm going to call it a massacre because any kind of shooting is a massacre. But they're marching on DC to show the need, the support for, in this case, gun control, but it's gone bigger than that. Now it's for human rights. But it's all right, it doesn't matter what begins it. It's how it's used. And the consciousness of those who attend decide how it will be used. And those who are attending decide how it will be used. Each one of us have a part in it. And the part is a collection of the whole. And the whole is what expresses as a whole and makes a message that we want to make. And gun control is only part of the problem, or the lack of it. That's the only thing that the downside of the organization of the NRA is they have not taught responsibility on the use of the weapons. There are no tests. There's no instruction, and it, to me, is taking the Second Amendment and abusing it. The purpose of the Second Amendment, I know this is going way away, but it's back to the mindset still. That the purpose of the Second Amendment was to have the ability to bear arms in the time that may be needed to overthrow a government that was the same government that we were revolting from. We didn't want another king. We did not want another dictator. We did not want a single individual making the choices for the nation. And the sad thing is we have created exactly that nation. That mindset is in place again. Isn't that incredible? So we don't stop the violence by taking away the guns. We don't stop the alcoholic by taking away alcohol, or any addict. We don't take it by taking away the stimulus. We do it by changing the attitude. We change it by saying, create in me, O God, a new heart, a new mind, a new mindset. Give me a way other than the way that now exists. Allow me to be a peacemaker. Allow me to bring goodness into this time. In the world that I create and many of my brothers and sisters create, there is no use for guns. There's no use for locking doors. There's no need for any of this. Because the mindset that we live in is the mindset that manifests that. Martin Luther King got the idea, and he put action to those ideas and made a change. The only way to make the change is first with the consciousness, being open to how can I do this easier? How can I do this easier? Is there an easier way? Is there a way that gives me joy? And if it doesn't, go for another thought. Go for the thought above it. Ask and listen. And continue acting. But be open to there's an easier way. Or stop and meditate. Stop and go within. Ask the Father for advice. Ask the Father to assist. It's got infinite possibilities how to handle any situation. But we have to get out. We have to open our current mindset to do that. And that's why Christianity is so controlling of itself and the world that it creates, all about separation. In God, there's no separation. And my joy is I'm seeing the Christian church come into this new mindset, which is going to be the contagion to the rest of the world. But first, it has to have it within itself. Christian has to accept Christians as everyone is right. Everyone's following the same leader to the degree that we're following it. But are we being told what to believe, or are we seeking it and finding it? And is it giving us more joy and more peace, less resistance? So again, I thank you for listening. I tend to ramble as these thoughts come in, but that's why recording them is so good for me rather than writing them, because I end up meditating and not writing. So thank you for this time, and have a blessed day, blessed week, blessed month, a blessed year. See peace in 2018 in your life. If there's any way I can help, chapelinthesky@aol.com. There are many paths. They all bring us to the same place. When we recognize each other on the same path, we create a greater mindset that's having a greater effect. For within it, there's no conflict, there's no resistance, there's no us and them. There's just us. We all exist. God bless you. Namaste. The God of me salutes and honors the God of you. Bye for now.